Get your rope. Get your rope. You ain't gonna do nothing. You ain't gonna do nothing. Good morning, everyone. Say good morning, Royal Puppy. Say good morning, Royal Puppy. Good morning, everybody. So, message of the day. It is a beautiful day. I love Dallas, man. It's just such the vibes. Beautiful day. I'm going to go over there and kick it. But what is actually happening? Beautiful day. So anyway, here's the thing. A lot of times stuff happens and we don't like it. And there's absolutely nothing wrong with what you don't like. You get pissed off and it's like, why is this happening? But the thing is, the things that piss us off a lot of times are places that we should actually focus and create change. So you want to be so pissed off. You want to be so convicted that you do something about it. You be so pissed off that you shift a whole situation. Like you literally shift it. Lighting 101. When the lighting is behind you, let me give y'all a quick lighting class. A lot of you guys do videos and it's like really weird and it's like in the dark, right? Don't bite me. Here. Lighting 101 is when the light is like this. You want to turn around and find the light, darling. Now, the more light we get into, the more clear that it gets, that kind of thing. Like that's kind of overexposed. So being in the shadow, but the light being in front of you is an amazing thing. So I always teach this in my classes about lighting, is sun shine on me. So whether you are doing a video, whatever you're doing, look for the light and just remember sunshine on me. Because a lot of people do videos where it's like in the dark. So now you have all these shadows and whatever. So now we still got to find the light in the room. Now the light in the room is over there because it's literally right there. And boom. So if I'm going to do this video in the corner, I want to look and see kind of where the light is and kind of get it, whatever. So just a little lighting 101. My pup is feeling frisky. So back to what I was saying. Be so convicted. Don't be like, it's okay to get pissed off. Like the thing is, when you get pissed off, you got to look at how am I going to direct this pissed off energy? Okay. So like a lot of times I talk to beauty professionals. When I first got started, like on the internet in general. Hey, Trinisha. When I first got started on the internet in general, I was talking to beauty professionals, and I was like, it pisses me off. Do you know like the average hairdresser makes like $20,000 a year? Do you know how crazy that is when you can literally make whatever you want as a hairdresser? So that pissed me off. Now, I didn't just get pissed off about it. I shifted the narrative for myself and then I showed other people how to do what I did, right? And so I just continually kept, hey, Rosie, I continually kept, sharing little by little what I was learning and what I was doing. And so that's how I started talking on the internet. You know what I'm saying? So, and it literally changed my life. But I was so convicted that I could not share it with them. So before I knew how I was going to do whatever, before I knew about business models, before I knew about business plans, I literally was just sharing what I could not. Does that make sense, you guys? So you want to be so convicted that you go to help people and be a part of the change and be a part of the, the solution. And so, hey, Tamara, what's up, Amy Jo? And so a lot of times people get pissed off and they just rant about what they don't like, but they never look at, okay, what can I do? What's my part? You can't do everything. So a lot of people also feel like they don't take action because the thing that they want to shift is so big that it's overwhelming for them. And so they just stop. They don't do anything. And then they become, nobody wants to hear that. So we have to be convicted enough that we look at what's one thing that I can do today to encourage that change. Does that make sense? That's it. And you're not going to be perfect and you're not going to know all the ways, But you got to look at, don't just be a broken record. I don't want to be a broken record. Who wants to be a broken record? Who wants to be a broken record? And so also when you're a broken record, you're really in a negative energy, a frustrated energy, which unleashes so much stuff in you. And it makes you unhappy. And then you go look at other things and binge watch and binge eat and binge this and binge that, binge drink, binge this. Everybody has their binge. We all have it, right? So that's just my message. Be so convicted that you actually do something. Just do something. Something. One thing. Do you know how many movements have started because one thing that somebody wanted to do? Something as simple as they just wanted to give one hug. And so they started a hug movement because they just wanted to give one hug. Royalty, chill out, dude. Go chill out. He's taking this playtime way you're over time. Your time limit is up. Give me that. Anyway. So that's my message for the day. That's all. Be so convicted that you actually do something, and so you don't sound like a freaking broken record to yourself. Because then when you start sounding like a broken record to yourself, you really be frustrated. You really be frustrated. You be like, I'm always saying the same thing. So then in your mind, you're like, I've already said that. So then you don't say anything. And then that's not cool because the conviction that you have is fuel. Conviction is fuel. Conviction is, it's the thing. It's really good to be convicted. Conviction is Martin Luther King. Conviction is everybody that is just doing whatever the things that we admire that they do. It doesn't matter whether it's deep like Martin Luther King or it's like somebody dancing or somebody, again, giving hugs. It's just their conviction. And so if that's you. And now a lot of times we don't understand purpose. Purpose is the thing that you're convicted about. It ain't deep, y'all. It really ain't. It's like there's purpose in everything you do, by the way. You know, I say this to all of my people who work corporate. All my people who work corporate. If you work in an office building, you have just because you worked in that infrastructure, you've picked up ways of being that serve you in the movement that you're called to. Does that make sense? Let me say that again. Just from being in corporate infrastructure, I was at the front desk. I was managing office suites. I was booking office suites. Do you know what that means? People would fly in from all over the world, and I booked their meeting rooms and office suites. And so what happened was once I got into booking office suites requires you to time management, customer service, all of that. So by the time I became a professional hairdresser, and I had to book online appointments for my customers, it wasn't so out of the ordinary. It wasn't so rare. And so I remembered those skill sets that I picked up in corporate. So in corporate, when I worked at the front, I had to manage the office. And so the office had because I was working at a place called Regis, they have suites all over the world. So they have a standard way of keeping the place clean. They have a standard greeting. They have a standard phone. They have everything. There's like a standard way of doing it across the board at all the locations. And so there was a workbook, and you had to learn the system of the corporate company called Regis. Well, guess what? When I got into the beauty industry and I became a salon suite, I leased a salon suite, I still had that level of professionalism. And so there was a standard way of me greeting my customers. Last night I went to a hotel. I'm trying to stay where my mom and them live at over here. There ain't none luxury over here, so you got to just, you know what I'm saying? I mean, anyway, staying in hotels I don't stay at. So I found one that was like decent. And it wasn't bad, but it's not my cup of tea. I get in there, sis, from time I walked in, disgusting. She was so disgusting. Clearly she's drowning in her problems. Now I'm here because my mama's dying. So I could totally have an attitude and be, you know what, but I don't. I'm not mad. Like I could totally be, you know what I'm saying? All kinds of you know what's, but I wasn't. She just nasty. And I just was looking. And all I'm going to do is go over your head. Because I know that there's an infrastructure. I know that there's a system in place. I know that there's a standard way of being and greeting and handling things that you're omitting, Missy. And I used to work in quality assurance. Quality assurance is those standards. I'm the person that tests the standard. So I just went over her. Like, we're going to go to corporate on that. But you know what I'm saying, you guys? Like, those skill sets go with you everywhere. They go with you. Royalty, stop. Look at this. Let go. Look, do y'all see this? No. Royalty, no. No, thank you. Good boy. No. Anyway, There's a standard. My point is you pick up skill sets and knowledge. So then when you get placed in other environments, that stuff sticks with you, whether you recognize it or not. And so then you're acquiring skills. So all of you watching this, you're smarter than you think, you're bigger than you think, you're better than you think, you have access to more things than you think. You already have something that you've experienced that has prepared you for the thing that you're convicted about. But it's your job to take those skill sets from all those experiences. Me learning from my daddy about fighting, boxing, all of that. That prepares me. So when it looks like somebody about to run up on me, my brain goes into that history. You are out of control. Hold on. Royalty, get down and go over here. Thank you, sir. So you're always prepared for whatever you're facing and whatever you're experiencing. You understand what I'm saying? So, back to the point. Whatever's convicting you, if you're not moving as big as you could be moving, then what you want to do is look at what in my life has prepared me for this thing I feel led to do right now. Take notes. What does this thing require? And what assets, capabilities, abilities do I have and I can apply right now? Does that make sense? It's really simple. What you don't want to do is be the dead horse. What you don't want to do is be the person who's always complaining about what you want to see, but you ain't actually implementing the things. And also, some of you guys think you need an award for the small implementation. At some point, where you started shouldn't still be where you are. If there's a way for me to go bigger and I don't go bigger because I'm just cool with where I am, that's cool. But also, and if you can go bigger, the Bible shows me just from the parable of talents. If I have an ability and I don't use the ability, that person was punished. I'm preaching now. Oh, my darlings. If I can go bigger, if I can go, stop it. No. If I can go bigger, you about to get put up. Hold on, let me put this dog away. He tripping. You about to get put up because you are like way too hyper and you've been playing for 17 hours. So you need to go get in your little cage and chill out. The end. So if I can go bigger, is my button open? If I can go bigger and I don't, and I look at the parable of talents and they had abilities that were given to them based on what they could do. And then the ones that did it got blessed even more. And the ones that didn't got cursed. That just means that's how I'm supposed to be rolling. Always going to the next level based on what I have in my space. So if I can go all in, I'm going all in. If I can increase, I'm an increase. If I can, like what happens is in society, we get used to just chilling. We be chilling like, we are so used to chilling and being basic. I just want to get my little house, get my little check. I'm cool. Watch my TV. You know what I'm saying? Go to church on Sunday. I just want to chill. I don't want my routine messed up. That's why the pandemic hit so many people and they don't know what to do. And it's just like, oh my God. Because everybody just got cool with whatever they weren't increasing their capacity. They weren't working their ability. They weren't thinking about next level. Next level doesn't mean I'm not satisfied. Does that make sense? Next level does not mean that I'm not satisfied. Next level means that if God gave me access, then I'm going to increase. If God gave me something, then it's my job to be an excellent steward of that thing and to grow that thing to its capacity. Very simple. Very, very, very simple. I pray for God to give me strength to do things, but we got to give him something to work with. He's not going to pick you up off the couch. Period. My daddy always say, everybody be praying, but it's like, I gave you whatever, like you have the internet. Like that's really an answer to a whole lot of problems. You have the internet. And for me, when I moved out of my mom and daddy house and I was on my own, super, super broke, living in the projects, you know what I'm saying? I literally was like, I'm just going to go to the library. The internet's free at the library. I'm going to use somebody else's computer. I'm going to use my phone internet. I'm going to figure it out. Period. You have to have a posture of, I ain't never stuck. This right now is not my forever. You understand what I'm saying? So whatever you're convicted about, look and say, am I just fussing about it or am I about to change the game? Or I'm going to do everything I can do right now as it relates to this situation. I'm going to do everything I can do and also be aware that I can't do everything because a lot of people stress themselves out because they're trying to be something that you just can't, like you don't have the capacity for it. So now you driving yourself crazy and you're going in circles because you are not spending the time building the skill sets and the muscles and working what you have, because what you want to do is out of your capacity. And so it's like you're so focused on that instead of looking at now and what's in your, like what you are capable of right now, trusting that as I'm doing this, God is always increasing me. God is always enlarging my territory. And so I'm always building right now. The things that I'm doing is building my muscles to make me be able to sustain the next level. I don't want to just get to the next level. I want to get there and be able to maintain, to sustain, to thrive at that next level. Anyway, that's the rant for today. Conviction. Conviction. I'm going to take this audio and put it on the Good Tea for Life podcast. Make sure you check out goodteaforlife.com. Subscribe to the newsletter. I'll give you the podcast link. Literally just automates and gives itself to you. And that way you can know what podcast is coming out. And you can just always hear that stuff. That way, if you don't want to be on Facebook too, or Instagram, or wherever you see this video, YouTube, then you just have access to the podcast and you can just listen to it while you're on the go. But you guys, get the word. A lot of times people are overwhelmed because they don't have information. Once you get information, you take something and you go apply it. That's wisdom. Wisdom is applied knowledge. Do it so that you can get more into information. See, action downloads stuff into you, right? And then that activates other stuff already inside of you. And so your growth is inevitable. Amen. May you grow in Jesus' name. I love you. I'm Lakeisha Michelle. Peace out.